Right, there we go. So on today's
Will Betty's portion of it be on your video?
So, well, Betty's portion will be on the video, yeah. It'll definitely be on the video. So I'm doing the whole recording, so Betty's portion will definitely be part of the video. What I would like to talk about today and show you is the two basic things that we, in most cases, forget about. And the one is pool compensation, and the other one is underlaying. So let's start off with underlaying. And for underlaying, I think I'm going to start playing with true type fonts and just set up a letter there. Just go over and just change my font. I can use that one, that will be fine. And then go and generate stitches. Finish object and generate stitches. Am I? Right, we're talking about underlaying as a start off. So if I zoom in, you can see the actual underlay that we've got there under this design. You see that?
Yes.
Yeah. That little stitch line that's running there, going up and going into the corners. Right. That is the standard that the program will give us by default. So if we want to do a better underlaying, let's go to our transformation icon, apply to duplicate, move it away, apply to duplicate, move it away, and apply to duplicate and move it away so that we can see what the differences is when we do different underlays. Right, first one I'm going to leave as is. If I go and look at 3D, you'll see them in 3D. There they are. That's a normal satin stitch that we've got there. I go back to normal. So second chappy, and a right click, go to parameters, and because it's satin, it's selected at the top, auto select column underlay. So I'm going to take that off. And if I take that auto column off, I can then go and create a center, a zigzag, and an edge. So let's go and do a center and an edge and a zigzag as is without any changes, and just do generate stitches. Okay. So you'll now see the difference between the one on the left and the one on the right. We've got that extra bit of underlaying there. Caroline, did I miss you?
No, I joined a little bit late. I'm
okay.
sorry.
Sorry, I just thought normally I'd say how's it to everybody, and I now see that you're on the list, but I must have missed you somehow. Sorry for that. Right, you'll see that the zigzag that we put up there is that one that's running there. The center one is still running from corner to corner all the way down, and now we've got that extra bit of zigzag over it. So I'm going to go back and just take object number 2, hide those outlines there. Let's just go and look at 3D if we can see a difference between the two. You can't really see a difference between the first one and the second one, but it will stitch a lot better, the second one, depending on the size and depending on the fabric, because of the underlay that's underneath it. Let's go to number 3 now.
I thought you said that.
I'm listening, Don.
I thought you said you were doing an edge underlay too.
Oh yeah,
nah, I can't remember.
There was an edge.
I don't see the edge.
The edge is running here. It's just underneath that. Let me just zoom in there, and I'll show you. It's there automatically. With that one, it was there automatically. But this side, it's there. So let's go and, okay, I think in the next one I'll take the edge off so that we can see that there's no edge with the next one.
Okay.
So let's go to the next one, parameters. Again, take the automatic one off. Take the edge off there. And this is the spacing that we've got there. That's the zigzag spacing that we have there. So under normal circumstances, if I generate stitches now, it's there. So let's go back to parameters and just go and set that zigzag there. The edge one I think is running, it's running there, it's there, that's the one that's there. We just go and see. Right, let's just go and click on this icon there, and I'm going to go and do that's the stitch side, so I'm going to go and do a 1.5 and generate stitches. And if you don't ask for edge, it looks as if it's not going to.
I don't see any
It's not bringing
zigzag underline. Oh, you haven't done the generate stitches. Okay. I don't see the underline. Oh, there it is. No?
So there it's without that zigzag there, but it's got the edge stitching that's basically holding it in place. Now, depending if you still have a hassle with this, when you work with letters like this, then the best thing for you to do would basically go and take this object number 7 now, and what we're going to do is we're going to apply a duplicate, and then object number 7, I'm going to change that to a plain fill. Okay? So I want to create my own underlay. Plain fill, reduce my density to 15. Keep my stitch direction as is, 0. Take the edge off. Got the 2 zigzags that's there. They're 5 millimeters apart. And I can go and reduce that as well to 3 mil. And 3. And then let's generate stitches. I'm going to take the object number 9 now, the eye off, so that we can only see what the underlaying is looking like now. So now I've created underlay underneath the area that will be my own underlay, and I can control the density here. So the pull and all that I can sort out with my fabric. I will use this when I use stretchy fabric, and I would like to have it stabilized on the cutaway stabilizer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because we've got the tearaway,
Phil?
and then we've got cutaway. Yeah, I'm listening.
If I'm trying to increase underlay stitches on a large design, I would go back into perimeters, and I get confused on whether I would take the numbers up or down.
Okay. Remember, with density, the higher the number, the less density is.
Right.
The closer to
So
one.
it would be.
Yeah, I think Caroline, if you see it as the number, if you see the number as the spaces between lines, it makes more sense.
Okay.
So the smaller
You're right.
the number, the less space is there between lines. The bigger the number, the more space is there between lines. Okay, so if I go back to parameters now and I say no, for that I can bring that down to 9. And then generate stitches, you will see I've got more density now. So the lower the number.
Could you go back? Could you go back into perimeters just 1 second? And I need to ask you something about.
Fine.
Okay, down at the bottom, over where the circle is, where it says 50 and then minus 50, and then over to the right where it's got 3.0 and 3.0. What is that?
That is your zigzag by default underlay for a full stitch.
Okay. That's what I thought. Thank you.
But you can actually go and take this off completely if you want to as well. But again, if we take the 3 mil, if you look at the 3 mil, you'll see that 3 millimeters is from stitch to stitch. So again, the closer, the smaller the number, the closer they'll get. The higher the number, the further apart they will go.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions? Gwen? When was there a question from your side?
Are you not hearing me, Philip?
I'm hearing you now. I didn't hear you before.
Okay. Sorry about that. If you were actually running or going to sew this out, would you not run this special made underlay at a 90-degree angle so that the zigzag, the final satin stitch, were actually going over
Yeah, the final satin stitch, you say, so now let's go for 45 degrees. I will not go for 90. I'm one of the believers that you never work on 0, 90, 180 and 270, because the problem is 90% of your fabric's weave is in those directions.
Right.
So rather change it to be off one of those. So if you need to do a 0, rather than go for a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go and check what that happens now if we just change the angle to 45 degrees.
But my thought was that would help. Say you're in a fleece fabric, that would help hold those final satin stitches up above the fabric.
Yeah, and it will hold it in place for you as better as well. If you do it this way and you basically create 2 letters exactly the same, the one you've changed to become your underlay for the other one, you have more control over that than when you have to ask the program to give you its normal density.
Right. Thank you.
So if I look at that now, if you look at the last one that I've done now, and you look at the second one, let's see what's happening here now. And you look at the second one is by default what the program has given us. The last one is what we've created. We've created an additional underlay underneath that design. If we go to 3D view, it doesn't look as if there's any difference in it.
There's a jump stitch that's messing everything up at the L.
At the bottom, yeah. Let's take that away.
It's not a jump.
That
It's
could
an
be
underlay.
fixed in editor.
Yeah. Right.
That you
Exactly.
can fix that in editor, yeah.
It's just, yeah, that's
It
easy to
doesn't look clean. It doesn't look clean at the back of the L either.
No, but you must remember now, Candy, I've changed the colors now so that you can see that portion sticking out actually at the back. Remember, your stabilizing stitch will hold your fabric into place. The orange one now.
Right.
So that one will hold your fabric in place, and your satin will then go over it. What would happen on your fleece otherwise is you find that it'll tuck, it could pull your fabric in, especially on your lycra. Oh my, there goes my tongue. Lycra fabrics, the two-way, and you get a denim as well that you should have there as well, which it's either a one-way stretch or a two-way stretch denim. Does that ring a bell?
Yep.
Okay, so those things you need to make sure that you stabilize them properly, and even if you stabilize them with your normal stiff stabilizing fabric or stabilizing material, it still needs to keep it intact. Okay, so that's the underlay. Any questions on underlay? Okay, I'm going to save this as an EOF file so that I can Put that together. What was that? That is underlays.
Those are very tiny for all that underlay, aren't they?
In what way, Judy?
Well, it looks like that on at the bottom that is a little less than 1 centimeter tall.
Mm-hmm. The letter.
The letter itself, yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's not too small, yeah.
Okay. So let's go and have a look. If we go and do a crazy letter, which is
Well,
about
that's a pretty good sized letter.
Yeah.
yeah, the centimeter in height is fine for embed. So
Okay.
if we go bigger than that, it might become a problem. Let's go and check that last one. No, I wanted to get the last one only. Apply to duplicate. Group that. Just move it away and let's just make that size up. And now we're standing on 2.6 or 3 centimeters.
So that's 1 inch tall.
Yeah, it's about 1 inch tall now. And if I now go and split the design so that we can have a look at what's going on underneath you'll see now that the extra edging stitch that we've asked for is there. Plus we've got a stabilizing stitch underneath. Plus we have the zigzag that goes with it. Unfortunately it's the same color so we can't split it. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that that seems to me an awful lot of underlay.
It might be, Dan, but it all depends on the fabric that you're working with. Because in most cases, your biggest hassle that you have is on your digitizing side and that you don't have enough stabilizing in your design. In this case, on this letter size here, with all the extra zigzags and stuff that's there, can do this. Go to parameters. Remember we've set the density to 9 now. Take the density back to, let's go to about 15. I think we had it before. Can you see your zigzag underneath and your edging? You see where your natural edging of your
Yeah.
letter is? It's running on the inside there. And then the stabilizing is going over it. And then over that your satin stitch will go over that.
That's a great way to digitize for towels, to keep those loops
Yeah.
down too.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's why I say it all depends on for what fabric you're going to work with. You're not going to go
Exactly.
through this crazy stuff if you want to work on even like organza. Organza is a very stiff, a very firm weave. So it's not going to give you hassles. But when you get to your stretchy fabrics, it might just give you that extra bit of a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to save that. File new. Right, now what I want to show you is let's use a bigger font. Let me start off with the font again. The letter I. And we'll change the size. Okay, also in satin. And I want to show you what the thing is that with pull compensation. So let's go and say apply to duplicate. Move it apart. Apply to duplicate. Move it apart. Apply to duplicate. There we go. I can close it. What is that size now? That size is 2.3 centimeters by 1 point something. Judy, I think that is a nice big letter. Okay,
Yes.
so, generate stitches there. That is the standard one. Generate stitches as well. Let's go first, go cancel. Generate stitches. And use the icon at the top. Right, and I'm going to go and just take those outlines out of the way. I don't need them there.
Does the font engine automatically put those outlines?
Yeah, this is the, by default, font engine would put that up, except if you set it up that you don't want outlines, and then it will remember that, and then the next line won't have outlines. So
Okay.
By default, it's set to have an outline around it, and you can basically go in. So if we go to the very first object now, and go to parameters, you'll see that our pull compensation is 0.1 of a millimeter. 0.1, right at the top there.
Okay.
Okay, so that is our pull compensation there.
Does that mean, I'm trying to remember, that means it's 0.1 millimeter wider or high or longer or shorter?
It's 0.1 millimeter wider than it would normally be. So I'm going to go and take it down to 0 and then go and generate stitches. See if I can actually take it and push it up. That it's, I can't take it and move it now, it's fine. Generate stitches. And you can't really see that it's done anything. Okay? So this next one we take, that's the 0.1. So let's take the next one and do parameters there and take that up to 0.2. Just tell me if you lose screen control on your side or something. Okay, the screen is, it still looks as if it's still working. It's fine. Okay. Right, so that was number 2. So it's 0, 0.1, 0.2, this chapter we go and parameters. Take that up. I want to skip 3, so we go to 0.4. And the last one we go to parameters, take it up to 0.6. Now typically I want to show you what the difference is if we look at that. The very first 2. You can see the object, if you can, just let's wait for the screen to change there. You'll see the object number 1. The actual stitching is basically on top of that little outline stitch, the underlay stitch. I'll just go and show you what I'm talking about.
You're talking about the zigzag stitch?
Yeah, it's you know the default stitch underneath the design. That's what I would like you to watch now, or to look at. If you have a look, you'll see the first one, that little satin stitch there, is like it's on top of that line.
Yeah.
So the second one, which is the 0.1, the 0.1, which is our default setting on the software, you can see that it's actually stitching just over that, even in the bends here. started stitching just over it. If we go to number 3 and number 4, that was, let's get one back.
Oh, then your pull compensation is up and down?
Yeah,
I'm assuming, you know.
Mm-hmm. Your pull compensation, Dan, is
I thought you said it was side by side.
No, your pull compensation will go in the direction of the stitches. So you'll have a look on the last one that we've got. You'll see when it stitches side to side, in other words, horizontally, the pull compensation, you can see it.
Okay.
You can see it there.
I see it. Yeah.
And you can pick it up there.
I got you.
Okay. So that with those two things, you should basically not have any garment when you stitch it that can give you a problem, and it will have a too tight fit in it. The only thing that you can do is when you do your hooping, you might make a mistake in your hooping and stretch your stretch fabric in the hoop. In other words, if you put a t-shirt into the hoop and you don't put it in the right way around, you'll stretch your t-shirt fabric inside the hoop. And with that being stretched, and you're going to embroider it, it's going to embroider like that, and when you release that t-shirt, it's going to pull back and you're going to have all the wrinkles around the design.
Right.
And that's why we use iron-on stabilizer. Mm-hmm. When we work on t-shirting and that type of stuff, and you normally put your iron-on stabilizer on bigger than your hoop area, so that you'll hoop your stabilizer with your garment in your hoop and not just the garment outside the area.
Mm-hmm.
So that you have,
that's a good idea.
So that you have your stabilizer. Your stabilizer will then hold your stretch fabric in position as well. Right. Any questions on these two things? Was it worthwhile, the knowledge?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to save this. This was full compensation.
Phil, there's actually no way to do underlay with the system and then in studio fix it. I would have to take it into editor, right?
No, no. If you know that your fabric can give you a problem, you will basically do what I did with that last L. You will create an additional underlay that you manually control in studio.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'm having a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got a big design that I'm doing, and I'm trying to do my own underlay, but there's so many pieces to it that it's just hard.
Okay, but now, Caroline, if you're talking about that, if you say a big design, give me measurements roughly.
It's going into a hoop that's 7.5 by 11.5.
Okay, that's the hoop size that you're going to work with. Is the complete design solid? In other words,
yes.
it'll have different components in total, but it'll basically be covering most of that hoop area.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to show you something with that quickly still, and then I've saved this one. I'm sure I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, let's go to new. So you say your hoop size is 7 by 11. 15 by about 20. Judy?
7 by 11.
15 by 20? 25,
yeah, about
15 by 25 roughly. Give and take, okay? Let's take that as the example. Okay, now if I want to go and put a full area in there, doesn't matter what my design looks like. If it had, let's say that's the outside outline of your complete design.
Okay.
You with me now?
Yes.
Okay. I would at this point in time go and take this. First thing, density. Take density down to 11 or 12. Angle, 45 degrees. Plane fill number 2. And I would take edge off and leave the zigzag in underneath as well. And then go and generate stitches. Okay. If there was a hole in it, and I had to have a hole somewhere because of a portion that would basically not be covered by the design, I would now go and cut my hole into the design, into the other underlay.
Good idea.
Okay. That's done. It's there. I've got my stabilizing for my complete design now. That is my edging for the complete design. The complete design will run on that edge. I can now go back, close my eye, and carry on and doing all my other loose components that will go over it.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. And this you can set, because this manually you can go and control this now by just changing your parameters. You can control this, making it more looser, making it less dense. Remember with your default design is a 4 density. So if you put a 4 on a 4, and you put the third 4 on top of that, your machine will tell you immediately. Your machine will tell you that there's a major problem.
Yeah.
You will hear that on the machine. When the machine starts stitching, it sounds as if it's trying to shoot the needle through those, because it needs to go through the fabric, the first layer of density, plus the second layer of density. So if you ever in a design go and do layers on top of one another, you need to go and look at your very first layer right at the bottom and reduce that density. So that you can have, if you're going to run 3 layers, the one on the top will be 4, the second one just below should be about a 6, and the one below that should be about an 8 to a 10, or to a 12. But then you must also be careful that the ones at the bottom, where they are visible, you will see that their density is lower. So try not to have more than 3 layers on top of one another. Okay. Caroline, did that answer your question there?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I've been doing more of my own kind of underlay things lately because, I don't know, I kind of like the look of it.
Okay. Right, so now I need to do the following. I'm going to put Betty onto the, make Betty our presenter. Betty, I'm going to send you the controls over. And when you get the controls over, you can see you'll see on your big screen there's a place to say show my screen, and you can just click on show my screen.
Okay.
So now we're over to you, and you can show us that travel back.
Can you see the ball?
Yes.
Not,
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. Yep.
yes,
Okay.
I'm there.
To start off with, I'm going to pick a straight stitch, and that's this one right here. And I'll click from here to here. Okay, and then to generate stitches.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you don't need to go back over to the left. You just double click and up comes a node. And you can go up to this one where I've got the check where it says, where it shows to generate, but I generally always still snap to the nearest node.
Okay, so on
and
the
then I'll go
right,
down to here.
so on the right-hand side,
Right.
you don't put a tick
This
in
one
there.
right up in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But sometimes it can provide a problem if you once you get going because it won't even let you move the mouse.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, now I'm going to double click and I'm going to do the zigzag. And generate stitches. Now I'm going to go up to the top just to show you, but I'm going to double click and I want to snap to the nearest node, and now when I finish, get up to this one, it's also a node, and so I want it to snap to the nearest node.
So do you
And then,
right click on it?
well, I don't know whether I'm right clicking or left clicking because I use a pen.
Okay, right. So that will be the right click on
Whatever.
your mouse. It will be the right click on the mouse to get the menu up. Okay.
Yeah, whatever the drop down is. Okay, you could go and see the tree is still visible up above.
Yeah.
But okay, now I'm going to, you can, oh, let's see, I'm going to, you can go up here and then finish, generate stitches, or you could even go down here to the bottom. You don't have to go all in order because snap to the nearest node and down and generate stitches. And then just double click again and snap to the nearest node and go across. And you just keep on going and generate stitches. But if you did one of these little guys, let's see, I'll do a fill. Do you notice the tree is gone?
Yeah, it's gone. It's not there anymore.
So if you want to do a fill, you can still use your tree, but only highlight the ones that you want the tree to work with. Don't highlight the fills.
What does the tree do? Is that the one that gives you the...
Okay, here's the tree. I'll show you. I'll click on it. And you see that the tree is, it's taken all the designs
Join them together.
and it's combined them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But when I do a design, I'll do an undo. I'll go up and undo. So and then I'll save this file without, I'll check it to see that I can use the tree, and then I will take all of and I will name it my edit file. Then I'll save it like the ball, like this will be a ball edit file.
Mm-hmm.
You would save it when you're all done.
Yes, but I would save it without using the tree.
Oh,
Just
okay.
make sure that the tree is still visible when I finish.
Okay.
And then when I get through, I will then rename it from my ball edit file to ball. And now I can use the tree because say if I want to duplicate these stars or I want to do anything, I can still go in and do it and or add an extra star or put something like that, say like this one, I want to put something that goes out. Well, normally that would be out to oblivion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, in order to get it back, you'd have to do a backward path.
Yeah.
But with using the tree then, and you move your fill stitches, totally out of the way. And you just highlight the ones that you want. Your tree will still work.
Okay.
And that arranges it so you could do like that arranges it for sewing better and
It
so on.
automatically does a backward path.
And it does, yeah, it does do the
It will
back.
do, it'll stitch over the design several times.
Okay, and that's why you
So,
don't
and
use,
so if,
that's why you don't use the triple, the blue, the red work when you work with this. Until
right,
you
if
sort
you're
of
going to
speed
do
up.
red work,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to do red work, then I suggest you just do red work. And you can, then I would, if I was going to do red work with this, I would click on this, and I wouldn't ask it to snap to the nearest node. I would come down, I would just go up to,
Red work, yeah.
let's say, got to find, oh, the red
We
work.
go in the
Okay.
pyramid.
You're talking, oh, the
And
red
I do the-
stitch, okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But once I went, say, for instance, I was going to do a backward path with this, then I could do generate stitches. Okay. Then I would do, say, like, if I needed to do a backward path, I do a straight stitch forward, and then it generates stitches, and then I do the backward path with the red work.
Okay. Okay. You see that? In that case, I would have gone and used the connection stitch there on the left-hand side to do the forward movement, and then use my red work to come back on it.
Right.
Would you, could you do a redwood stitch and then do the range parts or whatever it is, or the tree, and then do the remove backward path? Or remove the second...
If you've done the tree, it's impossible.
Yeah, you can't change it after that.
I've tried.
But you
Oh,
don't
okay.
you don't have jump stitches. No, that's a big thing. But making sure that you don't end up with jump stitches.
This is Carolyn. Can I ask a question about Snap to Node?
Yep.
Can you click on one of the lines so that I can? I'm kind of lost.
See,
where is it?
if it's up above and you ask it to snap to the nearest node, watch it move down. It'll move
Right.
down to a spot. If you're
So
off of it a little bit,
You used that, but then also you went up at the top, right up there at the top
Right.
where, yeah, what was that one for?
that is snap to nodes.
So you used both of them?
I keep it, I generally do, but on some designs, as you get, like I did that one with those sailors, sometimes
Yeah.
you've got so many designs that are close that when you ask it to snap to the nearest node, it snaps to
Do it all.
one, say, like here.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
whatever I've done right up above. And so
Okay.
the only way I can get it is to uncheck it and then to snap to the nearest node.
Then right-click and snap to the nearest node. Okay, got it. I thought you were doing both, and it was confusing.
Well, I am doing both. I actually am.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably go the hard way.
No, I
So-
think that's a good idea.
So you're using the snap to node, and that way you don't have to generate connection along the way?
Well, if you do a connection stitch, your tree will disappear.
Okay.
In other words, you basically walking forward all the time.
You know,
Okay.
you can start, I could go up here where I ended, oops. Delete, okay, I could now go up here if I wanted to and work here, and the tree will still work.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
have to go in order.
Terrific.
You know, say for instance, like I was doing that little boy sucking his thumb,
Yeah.
and I realized I hadn't closed off his shoe. well, I didn't have to go back and find where it was at. I just clicked it and asked to snap to the nearest node, and then when I clicked on all of them, it sewed it in order. Ember does it.
Cool.
Nice program.
Yes.
But I mean, you can do, you don't have to be in order to, but see, like the two fill stitches, or this one, I had a fill, I'll delete it. But as long as you click to, and like when I did the little boy, when I did his ear, I asked it to do the tree just for that, because I'd done everything else, and then I did his little ear parts, and so it sews over more than once, and they show up nicely, just like the rest of the program, even though it was separate.
Betty, just click on show us the jump stitches now at this point in time.
There are none.
Yeah, but click on the.
Well, this one would be a jump stitch.
Yeah, just click first on the top on that eye with the or the icon. Yeah. Jumps.
Yeah, this would be, yeah.
So there's the jumps. You can see the jumps now.
But as long, yes, you'll see lots of jump stitches until you hit the tree. Now let me show you.
That's it. That's what I want you to show us, so that because once you've done that.
Hit something. Yeah, because see, the tree was already added onto there.
So do you do the tree
Last.
the very last before you generate, or?
Generally, but I'll do the tree, and then I will save this, my original, because now, see, I can't unlock this. Now once this one, I've done this.
Right.
I can ungroup them. Oh, this one, but see, they're all locked. Right. And so I don't think I can come down now with all of these and see the tree has disappeared.
Yeah.
To see the little locks on the right side. So you can't, once you've done the tree, you can do in parts you can do the tree, but you cannot do the tree and then unlock it.
If you delete object 3, 5, 9, and 10, 3, 5, 9, and 10.
Oops. Oh.
Okay, then number 4. I just want to see if it will bring the tree back.
No.
Okay, select all that from number 2 to number 11, Betty. Does not bring it back.
But see there, but I have several jumps when I, like when I did that.
Yeah.
When you eliminated those,
You eliminate
the sailor.
jumps.
So
Right,
basically
by
those
hitting
ones,
the tree.
the ones that we've deleted now. What was it? Just go for us. Undo 4 times. If you then look at number 5 is basically, if you look at it carefully, you'll see the 2 little red dots, one on the left-hand side and one on the right-hand side. With the tree will then basically walk forward and backwards in one go. You did the one, the tree will create the other one.
Right.
And they are.
It will automatically do the backward stitches.
Yeah, and if you go down to the part section, you'll see them in the part section that there's actually that item number 5 is more than one part. If you look at item number 9, there's about 4 parts in it.
Right.
Okay, and because of that, the way that it eliminates the jump stitches for you, it created all the necessary links that needs to go into the right place.
What are the little red dots?
That's
Are they
endpoint.
they're the nodes?
They're the endpoints.
Some of them have more than one red dot, though. Like Does that
Okay.
like that number 9?
Okay, number 9.
9.
Okay, click.
Number 9 there has about, looks like 4 red dots or something.
That's true, but if
I
you
think it
go,
has 5.
if you go and stand on number 9, you'll see that the objects that you've got and the parts at the bottom, each part at the bottom has only got one little red dot. You see that, Dan?
What?
In the
Which one?
part-
What is?
In the part section, below the line. We're going down, we've got the object area, and just below the object area, we've got the parts area. So object number 9 consists of parts, and you'll see there's 4 or 5 parts there.
Right.
And each one of the parts you'll see will have its own little red dot, but it's only on one side.
Oh, okay.
By combining them, it basically creates that new object which has got all the different red dots there.
So each one of those dots is like a node or something.
It's actually the end point of the object.
Okay, all right. How come some have 1 and some have 2?
If it's got
Like
2,
10 has 2 dots and 11 has 1 dot.
okay, but 10 has got 2 parts as well. Look at 11.
But
11
see,
is
11,
one part.
I didn't use the tree on. See, I did, the tree was
From number 2 to number 10.
2 through 10. So if I eliminated and deleted them, then the tree should still work. No,
Yeah, it's
maybe
working.
my,
It's working. Well,
That's
There
the
it is.
3 back.
Yeah.
but just highlight the ones you want the tree to work. And as long as you still see the tree, generally, you know, and you click it. Now this, I've ticked on one thing. Okay, I'm across. Because and if you want to know where you're at, if you go in the vector mode and you can't get to the tree, it'll generally show you that you still have jumps or
yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, that makes
You have to have the jump.
You need to try and not have jumps.
Right.
but you don't have to worry about going in exact order when you do red work.
Yeah.
You know, I'll start off with, say, like doing the ball and like start off here and maybe then I start going down to the bottom and then I'll just highlight the ones that I want.
Okay. Betty,
but don't highlight the fill.
one question.
What about-
I'd like
what
to ask
about-
you. Betty, one
What
question.
about the,
Okay, sorry, Dan.
you
Go
know,
ahead.
I was just going to say, you remember on the Sailmaker thing, that rather large red word? And it had a bunch of fills in it that we use for shadows. How do you work that into this red work?
Oh,
Red work,
let me show you. Do I have time?
You have time. That's fine.
No, that isn't the one I want.
That's fine.
Studio
Showing.
is what I'm looking for.
Studio.
Convert online class. There we go. I think that should, okay. No, those are the classes.
Betty, would you say that when you do your red work, then wherever there's a T-junction or a join, you need to make sure that you've got a node there.
Yeah, those are the classes.
Yeah, it would seem like, Phil,
Yeah.
this is Carolyn, it would seem like you would want to make a node at the junctions to make sure that it didn't go wiki-wacky on you.
You can snap to node then.
Right.
Because I've always tried to plan my route out on a piece of paper and draw the lines and go and see where can I turn back and where can't I turn back. And
Yeah, I don't see it now. I know it's in there, but where it's at, I'm not sure.
okay.
Yeah.
You see, and I do that too, Phil. If it's an image, I take an image and I print it, and I kind of take the end of a pencil that doesn't mark, and I kind of just travel around. I think it's my brain. I have to do that.
Yeah, well, you know, it's when I started with digitizing, what was it? That was in the late 80s, early 90s. The teacher said, you know, you need to do digitizing without having a jump stitch. Now, it's not always possible.
Right.
And therefore, we had to sit and take a graphic design and then go through the graphic design and plot your flow on it before you start digitizing.
Right.
So, yeah. But this way, it's great.
No, I can't find it. I'm just
Yeah,
bringing up the classes. I know it's there, but
That's fine. Betty.
Where?
Not a problem. Okay, so
That's okay.
so with the ball then with the ball is wherever you have it, lines joining or making T junctions or whatever it is, you'll basically leave a node there so that you can snap to the closest node.
Right.
yeah, generally I just just double click, and it'll bring up a node. As long as you're on top of what used to be a node.
Okay. In other words, as close as possible to a previous node. Yeah.
Right. And so you just click on the, like say, what I'm looking for is sailors, but I can't find it. I know it's there, but where, I don't know.
Okay. Not a problem.
Okay.
But you can do all of your fills and then group them. You know, that's what I did when Philip showed us the design. I grouped everything together, all of the fills, and then I saved it. And then I started doing all of the straight stitches, and I finished all of those. And then I asked it I used the tree.
Okay, so
And
so even with the full stitches in the same design as the normal line stitches, the tree worked as long as you don't touch the full stitches.
as long as you don't touch, yes, you can use any design.
Oh, you can leave them all in order the way you want them to stitch, but then you can just
You
highlight.
don't have to.
I know. What I'm saying is, as far as the, how do we get it so that if it needs to do a fill stitch, like those shadows that we were talking about, how did you arrange it so that it would, when it got to that point, it would do the fill stitch and then continue to do the outline, or the red work, or whatever you want to call it? See what I'm
Well,
talking
you'd
about?
have to. You mean with that sailor?
Yeah, in other words, most of it was an outline, just a line, but parts of it were the fill stitch.
Okay, I
Primarily
did all
with
of the
those
fill
shadows.
stitches, and I did, well, say like I'm doing, this is going to be, we'll just say there's a line here, and I'll just say I'm coming down to here. Okay, and then I'll generate, oops. Okay, then I can do the fill stitch and I can do this star. I can do the fill, and
Yeah.
as long as when I finish that, is I finish with another connection stitch.
Yeah.
And you can keep on, but that will not. You cannot use the tree then.
Yeah.
No.
And
No, what
I
I'm
did
saying,
everything. I did all of the fill stitches first.
So you had jump stitches between the fills then?
No,
No.
no, I used a connection stitch.
well, how can you use a connection stitch is going to put a permanent stitch in as you go in, rather
Right.
than
Right.
Right.
But I followed the lines, and I used.
well, look, what I'm saying is like here, there's no line going from the outline to the star, so you really need to
No,
use a jump
no,
there.
there is no line.
Yeah, so
If
you
I
would
was to
need
do,
if you were to
if
do
I was
that,
to do this
That would be
fill,
like your windows in the sailor.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you wouldn't want a connection stitch there, would you? Because a connection stitch would
No,
show,
but
whereas a
Did
jump
you
stitch.
put the connection stitch so you could work the rest of the ball after?
right, but I was following the lines of the design.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I see what you're
fine.
saying.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, there was no place I
Oh,
had to.
okay. In other words, you
now-
went from one fill stitch to the next, following the lines of the design.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You
Then
asked the
later,
program
then
now
later,
to create a
you put the
connection.
outline. I got it.
Do you see what's going to happen?
Yeah. The only time you would have to use a jump stitch is where, like on those stars, where they're sitting out in the middle of nowhere. There's nothing to cover up a connection.
No.
there.
Right.
No, you would definitely have. But now,
Jump.
if you edited this, it would give you, you could do something with it, and that's how I followed the line of the design.
Right. I remember how you
But-
did that now. Yeah.
But the connection stitch, this would not do any good at all with something. It's like those 3 boxes that I ended up with. There was no way to get to them.
Yeah, I remember in the video lesson what she did was she followed all the fill stitches. She tried to follow lines all the way around as best she could. And then she grouped those together. And I think the only place there were jumps, if I remember right, was the window.
Yeah, the 3 little blocks, yeah.
Right, there were the 3.
3 little boxes. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Betty,
Yes.
it appears that it would be wise, at least when you're starting out with this, to save it just before you use it, the tree each time.
I use the tree and then I do an undo.
Oh, okay, but you save that and name it.
You can save it. Yeah, you can save it, but I don't. But you can start up with, say if I deleted these 3.
I guess I would be tempted just to save it as 1, 2, 3 until I got used to using that tree.
Yeah, because you've got the merge facility, Judy, that you can go when you finish with it. You can always go and merge
Right.
object number 3 with
Right.
object number
Right.
1 and object number 2.
Right. And you can go ahead and save individually, but I don't.
Well, you're
I
better
could go
at it.
down now. I could come down here and generate stitches, and then I could come back here to where this node is, and then do this one.
Okay. The important thing is now, if you want to go all the way around the ball on the outside, you need to put a little note in where every little joint is on this ball.
Right.
Betty, am I correct?
Now that I don't know. I've never.
I'm just thinking that, for instance, if you go around the ball and you want to put the zigzag section in and you don't have a node on the right-hand side and a node on the left-hand side in the outside circle, you will not be able to snap to the nearest node because there won't be a node there.
Right.
I think
agree.
I'm understanding this.
Yeah, you just want a node at every intersection on your
Yeah.
image.
Let's call it a traffic cop.
But
We'll
if
put
you-
it put a traffic cop at every intersection, and then we know that we can
The
get
best way I would say is,
Right.
like, I'll hit these, and if you look in vectors, and I'll just do a, I'll just click it off, and then do a undo, and that opens them all up again.
Okay.
And so the tree is not,
We
in
can
order
still
to get
get
the
back
tree
to it.
back,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Betty.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Betty.
Betty.
Thank you very much.
The best way is just to play with it, and you'll
Yeah.
find out what it does and what it doesn't do.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to take control back now.
Okay.
Right. That's the way of sharing and learning.
Mm-hmm.
Right, ladies, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your day today.
Thank you, Phil, and see you guys next week.
See you guys
Okay.
next week.
Very helpful,
Bye.
both of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.